All right, we are live. It looks like we're back. Sorry about that this morning, folks. My roommate, it looks like, was dragging on my Wi-Fi really hard. But we're back. We're good. Wi-Fi is fixed. So to catch everybody up on what happened, we did record it. I'm going to try to upload it later on this evening or later on tonight or whatever. But to catch up on when everything's going, Carrick and Amir made an agreement. Amir left after healing him. John and Carrick, after a long heated discussion and a lot of intervention from Trevor, ended up, or not from Trevor, from Castell, ended up making up amends and truce for a time. And they received a letter inviting them to dinner at the Royal Palace. And that is where we leave off, standing in the middle of the courtyard.
Guys, before we get our defenses and our attacking power up, I must acquire my weapon.
Where's your weapon?
What happened to it?
Check up your butt around the corner.
That's where I keep my jelly beans. I was jumped. What?
I haven't blinked in like a minute.
Yeah, I noticed.
It's okay, Michael. I know the spell. I know how to break it. I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. Hey, Hulk Hogan. Hey there, brother. Say, I have eyes of steel. I am unwavering. I will not blink. D20.
That must have been a nat 20.
No.
It's like,
No.
You know what's really? You know what was even worse? You know what was even worse about that? I realized afterwards I did not grab the D20. I actually grabbed the D8. But yeah, what happened to your weapon?
I was jumped when I found something that a friend of mine, something horrible he's done.
By your friend?
Yes, this was...
No, I mean you were jumped by your friend?
No, I was jumped by creatures that happened to take up, I guess you could say, refuge in a location that of great importance to me.
Okay.
Anywho, I was unable to acquire it as it was just me and Marcy.
And speaking of which, where is
Is that
Marcy
how you
right now?
got almost dead?
Yes.
And where is Marcy right now?
Last time I saw her, she was acquiring antidotes, which we'll go pick up on our way, if that's okay with y'all. There will be antidotes, though there will be no almost dead.
Is there anything we could take before the creatures?
No, it is once you are bit, then drink. Not be drink and then not have to worry about it.
Okay.
Well,
I'm hoping we could do a stealth mission.
Stealth method.
Yeah, exactly. And acquire it without fighting.
Well, we all know who can sneak around.
The guy in heavy armor.
Tall, dark, and kind of dickish.
tall, dark, and brooding.
Do they work?
My wings?
Yes.
No, they're just for show.
Hey, you never know.
Maybe
You just
they-
got them.
They could be
I
fake.
just got him. Still getting used to flying. Speaking of which, let me see if I can try flying right now.
Sure, go ahead. Roll an agility check.
Whee! That is a total of 18.
18? Yeah. You take off, glide around a little bit. You're a little rickety, but yeah.
I'm remembering the lessons that I already forgot his name. The other demon showed me, the imp.
I forgot his name too.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Hey, I helped
It starts
you
with a
too.
B. It starts with a B. The B is silent, obviously.
So does that work with y'all before going?
Oh yeah, he has it written down somewhere.
Yeah. So, yeah. Let us go. I mean, after all, according to the letter anyways, he said come prepared with all protection you need, so you might as well get your weapon.
Thank you.
Considering that it is evening, probably want to get a move.
Yeah, let's get moving.
Let's go.
Let's get those antidotes.
Is there a carriage or horses?
At the temple? No.
Okay.
Are there taxis in this city?
Taxis? You're outside of the city, and
Hey,
it's
I'm
going to take
walking
you
here.
about walking speed. It's going to take you about 30 minutes to get back to the city.
Running speed?
Running speed about 15.
How
If you
about
can handle that kind of long run.
from
How?
here to the
Wait, do you remember the name of the shop?
You remember its location. You don't
I remember the location.
How long would it take to fly there? And back.
Across the city, you could probably, with a decent agility. What did I say your flying speed was? Wasn't it double?
I believe so, yeah.
Double?
No, I think he said triple.
Flying speed is double your standard movement. Or in combat, it's you can fly and take actions.
Yeah.
So aerial combat.
I remember
So
I remember the
when
combat
when
stuff.
not in combat, if you're dashing, you can go twice the speed that you can standardly go. What's your agility?
Okay. So my agility being a 6.
A 6.
so you can go 12.
6. Give me a second to do some calculations.
This is a tense moment, guys. We gotta chew some gum. How it feels to chew 5 gum.
All right.
Turn
You
into
are
a-
capable of flying pretty darn fast.
Woo!
You can fly 306 if you're going full tilt speed. You can go 360 feet a minute.
Holy shit.
Well,
It's as fast as an arrow flies out of a modern compound bow.
well, on that note, yeah.
Tell him where it is.
Give me the coordinates. I could just fly there and get it back. Where the shop's located.
I think I have to see what's around it.
Roll a knowledge check.
Just have a
I
good
went there
knowledge
too,
check.
so
Please, both of you, just roll good knowledge checks or something, so you could tell me what the name of the shop.
9.
How'd you
9.
guys roll the same thing?
You had an advantage on that.
Oh, sorry.
Please, good advantage.
12.
13.
Okay. You remember that it was at the end of a very long, curving set of buildings. Something unique to the city.
Can you carry me?
Could I carry him while flying?
pretty strong.
It would half your flying speed.
I'm still faster than we can
And
walk.
you would have to also do a strength check.
Yeah, I don't want to risk dropping you, buddy.
Plus, he's shirtless right now, so that would be kind of awkward.
What's on?
No, it'd just be like the Titanic all over again, except I'm flying instead of like right behind him. Oh, Jack!
Oh.
Like Woody and Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, pretty much, that would be it. To infinity and beyond.
Well, it's on the way.
Oh, is it on the way?
Yes. It's on the way.
We're
Alright.
going to the castle anyway, so it's.
Let's book it.
Alright, yep. You know what, screw it, let's do it. You know, you should just be... Actually, no, you won't even be able to catch up, never mind.
Aww.
What?
I was gonna say, you should be underneath him just in case if I accidentally drop him.
Oh no, I wouldn't be able to keep up with you.
That's why I said you won't be able to keep up. Yeah, screw it. What? Who's the lighter between you two?
What's
I'm
your
5
height?
I'm 5 foot.
Oh, I'm 6 foot.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
And
I just moved to your muscly.
You're also like
It's-
Fahim, so
it's
you're
like indoor
Strength check.
muscle, you know?
I got plenty floating around in here.
Can it be a grasp, like he grabs my arm and I grab his arm, so even if he loses his, I have a chance to stay on?
That would throw off his balance way too much.
Wait, hold on. I remember because I got back from hell and I'm still having direct channel of wrath. Do I get a +2 to my strength then as well?
I would say that has subsided.
That's subsided.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Time-wise has subsided.
Oh. Okay. All right. That's 24.
Oh, so you're carrying him?
24? That succeeds.
No, he's carrying me.
Yeah.
That succeeds. So, you're carrying John.
How high are we?
No idea. What would be the optimal height to
If
get
you're
speed?
trying to get an aerial view of the city, you're looking at about 200 feet up.
Did you tell me where the castle
That's a
is?
little high.
Yeah. What's an optimal speed so this man could just tell me directions, and so if I do accidentally drop him,
You
he'll
could
survive.
go 15 feet off the ground, but you'd have to fly through the streets.
How high can I survive a fall without worrying about dexing?
20 damage per 10 feet 10 feet high. So you could technically, if you weren't moving really fast to increase the damage from flying speeds, just a straight drop, I would say you wouldn't want to fly above 35 feet.
We'll be
Why don't we just, walk?
Because we're running out of time.
But I still have to walk.
We'll meet you at the castle.
Yeah.
Where's the castle?
You know where the
It's
castle
huge.
is.
You were
You've
there.
seen it. You've been
I
to
thought
the
we were
Royal
going
Library.
to the place where your weapon is.
I think it'll just be a two people.
Oh, so I'll just go to the castle, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, sure. You don't want me around.
Oh, it's not that, buddy.
Oh, if you're gonna meet us at the castle,
Silence, Landwalker.
if you're gonna meet us at the castle,
Dang, yo.
you might want to have
Fuck,
this.
fuck.
If you're gonna meet us at the castle, you might want to have this, so they know you're part of my company.
You might need to spill some blood on it so they make sure you can steal it.
Yeah, make it look really murdery.
Woo!
Here, let me. No, it's
And
like
now-
it's
and
totally
now place
mistaken.
down
Here,
the
let me put some
hand.
blood on it so they know it's from me. Keep making decisions
Like,
to me.
here's some tears to show that
It's been used.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
Here,
pick
crumple
John
up a
up.
little bit because you gotta like put it in my bucket.
Yeah, and
25 feet.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go 30 feet and then just fly.
Okay. You flying around the city, you going to the apothecary, or are you
To the
going
Going to the apothecary first.
through the city or through the eastern gate?
I don't fucking know. What's the layout of the city? I'm asking him
It's
for
in the southeastern end of the city.
Since I used to live here,
If y'all
Which
had taken me,
way
you learned something
would
about
I
my
pick?
backstory.
You, if you didn't mind flying through a bunch of buildings,
Would
you
he
would
need to
probably
make-
go straight from north to south, because the streets kind of guide straight to the city.
does he have to worry about dexing through stuff?
Probably. He's a new flyer.
I just got my wings.
Might want to burn a proficiency point on this if you do as well.
Carry.
To just basically flight, a skill of flight, not having to
Dex.
dex as much when you're flying.
Alright. How is he holding me?
I don't care.
I have pigeon claw feet, and I'm just like squaw. I'm kidding. No.
If that was the case, man, I'm holding on to your legs too.
No. I was thinking like this, like underneath your arms.
I'm gonna wrap an arm around one of your arms in cross section. Just in case it feels like you're about to fall me, I'm going to clinch.
So like this.
Everything.
And,
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So you end up flying through the city.
yeah.
Roll a dexterity check.
Perception check.
That's a 6.
I
Okay. You
should
see the gates of the city
I said
coming up.
perception first.
What? Like, why
As,
would it be dex?
as you're flying down towards the city, Castell, from the distance, you can actually see this. You can see him approaching the city, going to the gate. You're trying to scoot low underneath the gate. You see it, you feel a sudden jolt. You go flying as you hear
Strength check.
considering, yeah, if you want to hold on, sure, go ahead. Strength check.
As
I don't want to fall.
Might be a little
As-
late, but
as
You're
I
at about
s-
20 feet off the ground.
14.
14?
What am I doing?
Thanks, bud.
Okay.
Um,
As I see
I didn't
it
hear
here
what you
it is,
played.
I
I was
just
playing
go,
a whole new world for Vlad.
why did it have to be
Sing along.
these guys that
No,
I
it's
joined?
alright.
As
Okay.
you see from the distance, you see Carrick dive down towards the entrance of the city, and all of a sudden his head hits the metal bars that crisscross holding the gate closed, and they go splat into the ground.
Why did they have to
Um,
be these guys that found me?
You both take 40 damage from falling.
40? Can I
Nat
dex?
20.
Can I
No,
reduce?
you cannot control this.
Gosh.
You were holding on to Carrick.
Yeah, we gotta be careful. Fall damage is hell
So,
in this game. It killed a dragon.
as everyone is standing around looking at this shirtless winged figure in half plate armor, stands up, holding his head. You stand up. There are like 30 people, 40 people watching you at the gate of the city.
Well, we've traveled a good bit of distance.
Ow.
I need to learn how to fly better.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run.
You might want to get healed up at this.
So, one old lady is like, "Are you okay?"
Just another day at go. I gotta go.
Why did I choose this name?
Ow.
Okay.
My other water skin, I empty about like a quarter of it, and I kind of just hold it to your head. And I'm gonna go ahead and go for a heal.
Okay.
To see if it
You
works
just
on
do that.
humans. Since I
Sure,
took
go ahead.
Child Play.
This is not a specific target towards plants, so this is a human. So do a separate one, separate skill. But yeah, go ahead and burn a proficiency point and roll just a d20 plus your knowledge.
Okay. Do I still get my D4 advantage on knowledge checks?
Knowledge checks, yes.
Okay. 16.
16 does not seem to be doing anything.
Is it refreshing?
I don't know. Do you think cool water on your forehead at this
Wiping
moment
off
would be
washing
refreshing?
off some of the blood.
Just washing off some of like my head. It's cooling my head. It's like, I appreciate this.
Hey guys, let's get injured before we potentially walk into a trap.
Well, I think at this point I would catch up.
It takes 15 minutes, so
I'm booking it.
considering a minute, you got 14 minutes of walking.
Oh, I thought.
14 minutes of jogging to get there.
Oh, okay. I thought they were like doing a good thing where they like.
We're not doing a bit. You can practice flying. Just don't get too far ahead of me.
I will casually fly behind John.
Okay.
At this point, after I.
And
Ugh.
agility check.
Okay. You make a decent pace through the city, moving in and out through the various peoples. I'm gonna pull up a city ambience again finally.
I mean, that's not too bad for a city. I mean, we're not in the loading screen, but.
So anyway, moving through the city, after about 15 minutes, you get to the apothecary where you were working.
Do your wings hurt?
You hit your head, not your wings.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, flying, carrying the weight from distance. I was just checking.
No, I'm fine. Just my head hurts.
I'm just dizzy.
Okay, I go in.
Okay. Bell dings as you go in. You see the same gal sitting behind the counter, and she's like, "Oh, hi." She goes into the back. The gentleman comes back out. He's like, "I'm sorry. What your order? Still a bit of a problem making it. Unfortunately, it hasn't been
How
quite
much
a long
do you
enough
have?
time." I don't. I'm still working out the formula. Unfortunately.
I'll enter the shop. Be like, so what's going on?
Looks at you and
Why
he
you put
stops
your hand on my
saying that for a
face?
moment, but
I was opening the door just.
Oh, okay.
Not just be like.
I'm not there.
But he's kind of used to everything now. He's seen quite a few strange characters walk into his apothecary.
So, are we getting the antidotes, or?
It doesn't seem like it's completed yet.
Unfortunately not. There's a bit of a problem making the formula public.
What's the problem?
It's just a bit of trial and error, unfortunately. They were prototypes, unfortunately. So, I told you I needed some time. And that we would send word when they're done, which we will, to the temple.
Okay. Fuck off.
Um,
I guess I will.
I'll be like, you want to just get some health potions then?
We do have those, yes.
Look at my head.
My head
The
really.
health won't help with the poison.
No, for the 40 damage you just took.
My head hurts.
Yes, my back hurts.
Are you breaking
Our
out?
everything hurts.
It's the music. It just does things to you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
It's in my
how much
bones.
for 2 potions and
Or do you want to take them with you, or do you just want us to patch you up?
patch would be great.
Come in the back, and
How much is this?
we'll figure it out when it's done. Unfortunately, give me a minute. We have to examine the wounds.
Who was your uncle again?
Yes. Let's see.
holy
Time is
shit.
of the essence. Greed is expecting me at the castle.
Who now?
You get
It's like
The King of Go.
the King of Go. I'm his nephew. Queen Momona.
Do you have any proof of this?
I reach out for his wing.
I mean, I'd be like,
I've seen a few Nephilim in my day, but
And
how
he's
about
like,
that find that
yes,
possibility?
God damn it! I left it with cast. Why did I do this? Ugh.
Just wait approximately 13 minutes.
Charisma check this guy.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, Castell just got actually escort from the gate, the northern
I saw
gate
it
to the
sticking
castle.
out of my pocket, and I got like a
I mean,
carriage
when they
and-
asked him to get into the city, his business, he just flashed the letter, and they're like, carriage.
I got some drinks. I got some ladies.
Wait, do we see him passing by?
No,
we
totally
were
different
looking
direction.
No, you do, but I don't give a shit. I'm
For the sake of
Aw.
authority, it's...
No,
They're
I'm
taking
kidding.
you on the scenic route.
I'm joking.
Like, yeah. No, I left it with that other idiot. Damn it.
Right? Come
In
on.
my carriage, I feel.
We don't want you to
feel
bleed out.
insulted for some reason.
They end up charging you 110 gold for the
Ouch.
patching, but
Oh.
stitches and ointments and whatnot. You're back to full.
Okay, how
Can
much
I-
is a jade?
A jade is worth 10 gold.
I'm sure your uncle will pay me back. Do you have any money on you?
Unless it's a trap.
I have 1 silver.
The broke is
Can I
still
try
the
to
demon
charisma
bones.
my way? I was like, look, for your services and whatnot, I'm pretty sure the king and queen could pay you well. Is there anything you require of your shop?
Give me 1 second. You gotta check my
It's
list.
okay. Your uncle can just pay me back.
I have the letter.
I pull out 9 jade,
Okay.
9 gold, 9 silver, and 10 copper.
Did I just empty your pockets?
Yes, you did.
That's why I said let me charisma this first to see if it's slightly cheaper.
I'm gonna get my money back.
Unless it's a trap.
Your uncle is paying
I'm
you
getting
back.
my money back.
Unless,
Silverware.
unless you die.
all the nice spoons are gone. What the hell?
Just the spoons.
Just a spoon.
And so I can spoon later.
D20.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your charisma check. And this is not with a female, it's the actual owner of the store, so.
I assist.
13 plus 2, so it's 15.
15.
12.
31.
Okay, he's solid.
He's still at 110 gold, so you're empty.
Yeah.
And you have no antidotes.
I didn't even have to walk to the castle. I'm just sitting there with a bottle of wine.
Well, okay, so now that that's done,
regret
are you
Wait a
guys-
second. I take that back. I'm not broke.
you still have a whole bunch in the bank.
I have 9 platinum on me.
Well, you have 9 platinum on you.
Yeah, so I'm not broke.
You could have just given him like 1 platinum and 10 gold.
Okay.
So 1 platinum, 1 jade.
I mean, do you want to keep the change or do you
I
want to
do.
keep? Okay, fine.
It's easier to work with change.
It is.
Okay. So, while you two are doing that, are you going to be heading towards the castle to try to retrieve the trident, or are you
Yes.
going straight to the trident?
Trident?
Okay.
You still up for trying to go for the trident?
Yeah, you need it.
Probably a bad idea.
Okay, it's pitch dark outside by now.
Well, he can see.
Sort of.
It is a bad idea.
Do you feel comfortable stealthing? I'm not gonna ask you to do something like this. if you
Yeah,
don't
it's
feel
like, I
comfortable.
mean, I have a 6 for stealth. It's better than my 4 for dexterity, so yeah. Let's do this.
Okay, so you make it to the castle. It takes about another half an hour. outside of the south of the city. Flying seemed to be a bad idea. But you were at the gates.
Before we get to the gates, we're already stealthing.
Okay, roll your stealth checks.
And I'm probably going to hang around the gate.
Wait, so what was it for my stealth again? Like for the element thing, was it just a...
You have a d4 plus any skills.
Okay,
You
so
have
D4,
stealthing.
So...
If it's just a standard stealth check, then you
Okay.
add a d4 to it.
Okay, so... Okay, 21.
Okay.
And you hear what I said, what I was doing, right?
Yeah, you're staying at the gate.
Yes. Sure. And when he hollers, I'm coming.
Okay. So you're stealthing forward, looking for his trident. Do you try to tell him where it is?
Yes, it's just we... So, when you find the grave site, as you go in, there'll be a grave site, and to the right, there'll be a wall. And it's going to be in the wall.
I have questions for you, but I'll ask later. We'll just do this.
It's a large golden trident.
So,
Roll a knowledge check.
Plus advantage.
nice.
15.
15? Okay. Your directions seem to be good. As best as you can remember.
It's exactly how I remember it.
Yeah, but your memory sometimes is faulty.
So, yeah. I follow his directions, stealthing
Okay.
away.
When you see the tree, be wary of what's above in the trees.
Could be less
There's-
vague.
There's multiple spider creatures. About this big.
Oh. Lovely.
Okay.
Like I said, holler if you need help.
So, stealthing forward, you rolled a 21, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving forward, there is 3 sections to this city, or this castle. There's a very large outer courtyard ring, in which there are various trees, archery areas, jousting areas. This looks like it was once a super huge training compound. Roll
So
a knowledge check.
Is this on the outskirts of the castle, or...?
This is in the outskirts of the castle. Yes,
Okay.
roll. It's still inside the outer wall.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a 10.
Okay. You don't know much about this place. Even in your 100 years of life, or 99 years of life, you make it through all of that quietly without disturbance. You get to this second wall. The doors are dilapidated and hanging open. You step in?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you walking or flying?
Is it even possible to make my wings silent while flapping?
They're feathered wings, so yeah, they're pretty quiet.
Okay.
If you've ever heard an owl fly through the woods,
Would you have him?
Yeah, because they're quiet.
I have.
Okay. Wait, so you said like the door's dilapidated?
make
It's
it
like
back.
dilapidated on the top or like the bottom?
It's
like
actually hanging on its hinges open.
Okay. Yeah, for this part, I'll be flying.
Okay.
But like, kind of like hovering off the ground more than anything else. Not
Okay.
exactly like full flight.
All right. As you enter the main courtyard, roll an observance check.
That is a 25.
25. You don't see anything. There are a whole slew of tombstones organized by the hundreds between here and the main tower entrance to the castle.
Alright.
Next to the entrance, you see a glint of silver in the night.
Silver. Does it look like John's staff?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Or trident. That's what. Yeah, I'm gonna approach it, but slowly.
Okay. Roll an observance check.
That's a 14.
14.
Plus advantage because you're in darkness. Oh, observance. I thought you said stun.
Not
No.
stun. While you are flapping forward amongst the tombstones, you see movement on the tower above the glint of silver. You see an 8-legged spider just kind of creeping along, watching you.
What can I see at this moment?
You can see the outer courtyard.
In the courtyard? I'm gonna attempt. Is there something I can climb on?
You could climb on the walls.
Oh, climb.
The first wall isn't much more than 20 feet tall.
Okay.
It still won't give you a view into the inner courtyard.
Just to be able to maybe see anything else. I'm gonna start climbing.
Okay. Agility check.
22.
22? Okay, you're able to make it up the wall. From there, you still don't see Carrick anymore.
Okay. Do I see any movement?
Roll an observance check.
19 on the die. 24.
Okay. Scattered amongst the various training areas and trees, you see there's spiderweb moving through the areas, and you can also see shadowy figures moving through the trees, and all of it converging on the castle.
Good luck to you. I holler.
Okay. Roll a strength check.
For hollering?
Yes.
Your throat hurts.
I would assume
That's
that's
a
20.
Dirty 20? Okay. Roll an observance check.
17.
17. You are able to make your voice carry through the night. You hear just faintly in the distance.
How are the spiders reacting to this?
It seems the spiders are heading towards where my staff probably is, or where you are.
In the distance, you hear.
What? Okay.
How are the spiders reacting to this? Like, do they seem distracted?
They are still slowly. The one is slowly creeping down the wall toward you.
Okay. I'm going. What kind of wall is this?
Stone.
Stone? Any removable parts?
The brick here and there that might be loose. Go ahead and roll an observance check.
Okay.
That's a
It was really well built. You happen to know the giant that built it, and you're really proud of him.
Strength check?
Greg was great at what he
You're
did.
gonna try to break it?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
12.
12. Bulging veins. No, you can't break it.
Go to the next one.
Damn you, Greg!
Okay, roll a strength check with a d6 disadvantage.
D6. Ouch.
Nat 20.
Hold your groin.
Oh, kidding. Oh, can I do that?
Yeah, if the groin can
In
be
the
pulled.
game.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's
If I feel anything that feels like it's about to pop, I'm gonna stop. Okay?
Just heads up.
I'm gonna give it a little taste test, you know? Okay, that's actually a pretty good roll. 28, 25.
Okay.
That's with the
Well,
D6 disadvantage.
where the first one kind of jiggled just a hair in the cement casing, this one is solid.
25?
Mm-hmm.
Yo. Okay.
Gotta remember, this was built by a giant craftsman.
20 years ago,
Mhm.
and everything's falling apart.
The wood and stuff is dilapidating, but stone sticks around for centuries.
Greg
This
was
is
really
new
good at what he
architecture compared to what's around you usually.
did. Greg was really good at what he did.
Behemoth.
Greg. Greg the Behemoth.
His name was not Greg. His name was Behemoth.
No, his name's Greg.
He's actually a character in the old
Just
CTAG campaign.
playing, man. I can do the real
But,
one.
so none of the other spiders seem distracted?
Roll an observance check.
Nat 20.
Okay. You see about 30 more of them start creeping up over the walls behind you, where you just came from.
Alright, I'm gonna wisp whisper real quick to Wrath, or just like mental connection. I was like, what should I do?
I want to say what to do, but I'm not allowed.
Burn them all.
She doesn't know because she's not present. She can hear your voice when you whisper to her. And sometimes hear presence, but her observation of what's going on right now, she does not know what's going
Okay, can I send her like telepathic messages of what I'm doing?
on. Roll a charisma check. Or a knowledge check.
That's 14.
14? Doesn't seem to be getting through.
Okay.
As you're doing this, the spiders are creeping ever so slowly closer to you.
Okay, one more thing or whatever. Hold on. It was just like, I'm in it. It's like, I'll tell her, I'm in this courtyard, near the Castle of Go. I'm retrieving a staff for someone, and there's a bunch of spiders. How do I stop it? Like, how do I stop them?
Just run! You can fly!
I'm inside
She
right now.
at the mention of spiders,
you're in a
and
courtyard.
thinking about her knowledge of the situation, she's like, get out.
You're in a courtyard.
Oh, I could just fly up?
Yeah, you're
Wait,
outside.
Wait, isn't the like cobwebs right above me though?
Roll an observance check.
Pretty sure I did roll in that 20 earlier for the spiders and whatnot.
Okay.
Wouldn't it have counted?
You didn't see really much up above you for silk and webbing.
Okay, well I got a dirty 20 this time.
Okay,
to
yeah.
see-
It doesn't look like there's anything above you.
Okay.
I was about to say, why are you not just running?
It's like, well, at this point or whatever, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna go max speed with
Okay.
my flight, grab the staff, and fly straight up.
Okay. Roll a strength check.
Good luck. It's heavy.
Oh, yeah.
That's 26.
26.
Nice.
Alright, you're able to wrench it out of the wall. Your flying speed is halved while carrying it because it's so heavy.
Okay.
It's as heavy as John is.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we saw how well that went last time.
Like, how's my
Roll a dexterity check.
Like, how's my flying speed half when I was carrying him just fine?
Because it's the same way.
Minus the crash.
It's the same way.
Your speed was still half when you were.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dirty 20.
Okay. As you pull that out and you're flying back up, you feel something sticky hit you in the back. This is big thump in the back. And you start being dragged back towards the wall you were coming from.
So I'm holding the staff. I want to spin around and see if I can break the webbing or whatever with the staff and then continue flying.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an agility check.
That's a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
The tugging and the pulling is persistent. You're not able to move while you're flying, trying to run backwards since they have you in the back.
Okay. I'm just gonna fight against it to see if I can just break it off. Just keep flying.
Roll a strength check.
That's a 10.
10? No. You're still being dragged back. You can now almost feel the spiders behind you. They're just drooling at their catch.
I'm just gonna try to break it off one more time, but while doing so, I'm gonna just scream to John. It's like, John!
You hear him scream
I'm
in the
booking
distance.
Get a
And-
big newspaper!
Okay. Bring it big.
And I'm gonna see if I could try to break it off one more time, just to like go like full on strength or whatever.
Okay.
24 agility
Okay.
of booking it there.
Also, I'm going to channel Wrath in the process
Okay.
of doing so. So, do I roll for channeling Wrath first?
According to your ring, you are able to channel Wrath once a day with it.
Okay. So,
you can just
so that's just automatic then?
Yes.
Does that count as a skill point then, or no?
No.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna channel Wrath, and then just try to like break it off.
Alright. Go ahead and take your advantage in strength checks.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Okay. You're lucky.
And then there.
They rolled a nat 20 to actually hit you with that thing where you were flying away. So you
Yeah,
snap
and I
it.
nat 20 with my advantage and all the other great stuff.
Okay.
That's like a lot.
So while you're booking it towards
Yeah.
him, roll an observance check.
Here's my 1 for the day.
5. That's 2. Just tell him the wrong way.
7.
Okay. So you go shooting up.
Superman.
They're all very disappointed. What did you roll for your
Agility?
Yeah.
It was high.
You get about halfway there.
Do
Roll
I
an
see
observance check.
Okay, I was about to just scream it out regardless. Never mind, I got it.
Roll a strength check then.
Okay,
Roll an observance check.
not 20 again.
Okay, as he's going flying over above you, back the other way.
Never mind, I got it.
It's like, never mind, I got it.
You have like the built-up momentum from pulling against the web.
All right, so you do get out of the castle. You turn around and run out as fast as you can. You've got the trident. You've got about a 7-foot silk and a big splotch of sticky whatchamacallit
That's
sticking
actually
under
a
the
good bit
middle
of
of
money.
your
That's
back.
good crafting material. Can I have it?
Not here.
I know,
I'll just
but
be
I'm
like-
the crafter. The crafting guy of the group.
Yeah, so we land. I'll wait for you, but while waiting for you, I'm just gonna try ripping the sticky
Agility of 24!
Roll a dexterity check.
You like
Well,
do that loop. Just
10.
10. You grab it and your hand sticks, and you grab that and you're all of a sudden you're rolling around in the ground. You've got web in your feathers. You got web in your arms. By the time John gets back to you, you are just a clump of feathers and arms, and you're laying on the ground like this, like,
Yeah, I'm just like,
little help.
yeah, I'll be like, hi.
I look out a stick.
It's laying on the ground next to him.
I grab the stick, and I start rolling the web
Onto the staff.
onto the stick.
Oh, okay.
Not that's not a stick, that's a trident. I'm looking for a stick.
Roll an observance check for
Yeah,
a stick.
just a stick on the ground.
I thought you were talking about the trident.
Not 20.
Okay.
You
So
find
there's
a
a
really
stick.
nice stick.
A
Is
nice,
it a glowing stick?
No, it ain't.
it's a big old stick.
It'd make a good staff.
Would it?
Right next to it, you see a glowing pebble on the ground.
Really? It's a glowing pebble.
So
Might
maybe
be
pebble
worth
is
something.
fixed.
Yes!
I'm kidding.
I'm picking up that pebble.
Okay, you pick up the pebble.
And I pick up the stick and I'm like, just don't move.
Well, I can't even do that. I'm just like, uh-huh.
And I start rolling the stick over the cobwebs. gathering
Okay,
it
roll a
with stick.
dexterity check.
Not agility?
Dexterity.
Not 20?
Oh my god!
Okay, so
4 in a row.
between you rolling that stick and prying it, it feels like he's ripping duct tape off of you. Roll a vitality check.
I mean, with my nat 20, can I be gentle?
Nat 20 would have gotten you just barely.
27.
27. Okay. He's able to get it off. There's enough oil on your feathers that it doesn't stick too bad once he's actually peeling it off. But yeah, it's like having someone unduct tape your entire body.
All the hair. Just
And it's like, ugh. Here's your staff.
So smooth.
Here's your trident. Thank you. Let's
smooth
go.
as a new
Thank
ornament.
you. Back to you. I do appreciate the
Let's
effort.
Go.
go.
We hear behind us.
I totally thought you were dead. I thought, oh, he's gonna betray Carrick and just let the spiders kill him.
What? I was trying not to metagame, okay?
Wait, why would that be metagaming?
Because I know he's in trouble and I'm just sitting here.
Oh, okay. I thought betraying him was
the tides have turned.
I'm like,
Cass is just in there like all the drama. He's just a dude.
you become chaotic evil.
No, who is the?
I'm not John. I'm John's evil twin.
He
Okay,
died long ago.
all right. Finally,
You really can't pull off your face, like you joked about in the temple.
okay. As you are staggering, walking your way back to the city, the gates are still open. You see a massive shadow walking towards the city.
Does he look familiar?
Hold on to service check.
24.
24. Okay. Could you please describe your character to everyone, please?
Fuck. It's not ready.
I've given you over 2 hours here.
Right, yeah.
He's like, I'm not ready. He's big.
But he was spending most of
And
that
he's
making
green.
smart-ass comments.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Michael, just like describe him. He's big, he's green, and he's
No.
jolly.
God damn it, jolly.
He is big, obviously.
Is he hairy and pink as well?
No.
Does he remind me
Is
of
he an
Behemoth?
Alaskan bull?
Let the guy
About to
describe
clap
his
my
character,
ass
please.
cheeks over your face.
Please just let the guy describe his character.
Pay good money for that.
Long hair that is like in dreadlocks with two like braids, beads, and well, beads but actual like stones
Alright.
Yeah, like
in them
boulders and-
with like various runes carved on them. Not carrying a lot, probably. Don't know where he's coming from. Big ol' axe. And covering, as pretty much as far up his arms you can see are very small, more runes tattooed into his skin.
Two things.
Mhm.
Does he remind me of Behemoth or the giant that I fought that was a zombie? Including the runes. I rolled a 24.
24. Doesn't resemble either of them. He's much bigger.
Yeah, not all giants are the same, John.
Not all giants.
Hashtag not all giants.
Oh. It's a large shadow you have.
Oh, wait, do
You
I see
calling
this as
me
well?
that?
Mhm.
I'll just back, and I thought I was the tall one.
He stands twice your height.
Exactly, that's why I said I thought I was the tall one.
How tall are you?
Did they feed
Like,
you?
a little over 6 feet.
Okay, so you're a little taller than me.
So what did you say
What?
exactly? Was it like 6'8"? Yeah.
Yeah, he actually is
Yeah, I'm 6'8".
more than twice as tall as you.
Yeah, I'm 6'8".
Is he 3 times?
No, not quite 3 times as tall.
Okay.
He's about 2. If you stood him on top of him and then added an
Like this.
Ishino,
And then
that's
add
how
a
tall he
buck.
is.
2 carrots and a buck.
Sounds like a bad joke.
Welcome
Two
to a
carrots
bar.
and a
Yeah.
buck walks to a bar.
Ow.
Shit's about to go down.
So, what brings you and go? Thank you for blocking out the lights, dude.
You're
Where'd
like
the
in-
moon go?
Yeah, you're in front of the moon. By the way, have I made it to the castle yet?
Yeah.
Okay, once they're done, I want to say what I did when I got to the castle.
Fuck, I don't know why he doesn't go. Just passing through.
Yeah, through.
Very much through.
That's a large axe you got there.
Thank you.
Did you make that?
Oh, no. No. Had to double check there for a second.
Very
You
convinced.
have 1 intelligence, so it makes sense.
Roll knowledge checks for both of you.
That's an 8.
Nat 20?
This guy could be some amazing muscle for a security guard.
I mean, I was already
That
thinking
took
about
a
it.
20.
I already
Hey,
had
how
that.
many
I was
in
gonna.
a row is that?
3 for you, 2 for him.
I'm gonna fly up to meet you face to face.
Oh, hi.
Say hi.
Is this a pigeon?
Intelligence roll?
Oh.
He tastes like a pigeon.
Is it the lady? Is it her birthday today? Because I'm feeling strong today.
Who? The what now? Which lady?
The ocean.
Is this a bird?
Oh, no.
Is this
Okay,
a bird?
I was checking.
God damn. Is this a bird?
I like. Is it a pigeon?
Um,
Tastes like a pigeon.
It'd be like,
I don't.
so you're just passing through, you say?
Yep.
I don't want to be rude.
Would you like to join me and our companions for dinner? Probably join you. I know.
I've seen that so many times.
But it's like, my companions and I are about to join us, are about to have dinner at the castle here. You're more than welcome to join us. Probably you're really tired from your travels, I'm assuming.
Free food.
Lots of free food.
I could eat.
Well, there, we have it. Welcome to the party. And your name is?
Lokak.
Lokag. Alright, well, I'm Carrick.
Sinbad. Oh, dude.
It's like reaching out and shaking a baby's hand. It's like.
I was like, maybe your pinky.
All right, and I'm Sinbad. Strength check.
Sure. Go for it. Go for it.
20 to break his pinky.
Let's see how you do on this, buddy. You got advantage on it. You got advantage on this.
You got advantage and 13 strength.
14.
14 strength.
You lifted a lion before.
21 versus.
That's a 17 plus 14. That's a fucking
31.
31.
You
by
make
10.
it. You make
Okay.
it.
I got 20.
This is our second epic level success in the entire campaign. Congratulations.
So he got to be a water god for a
As
minute. What are
you
you
reach
going to
out, you try to squeeze back,
And he flexes his pinky.
and he just looks down and he just.
Just lift it up.
I don't like heights.
He's had enough bad experiences for one day with heights.
I should be used to heights. I just had a recent experience.
That's fair.
How's your head?
It's much better now.
He's all better now.
Good. And what was your name again?
Lokag.
Lokag. Mind if I call you Lo?
Why?
Bad memory.
Okay.
The air like thunder ripples.
Okay. So to the castle with our new giant companion, hired muscle thing.
Do they? I mean, no disrespect. Do they have chairs?
Big enough.
I've never been to this castle, so it's like, is it large enough to escort a giant through?
It's a castle. It should be big enough.
I feel the wind.
Like a tree ripples in the background.
Okay.
Fuck that pencil gun.
He sees a tree. Look, broccoli.
Alright, so, in the meantime, while you're traveling to the castle, you arrive at the castle. You exit your carriage. You are looking up.
I bow to the driver. Thank you.
My pleasure, sir. And he turns around and measures back down.
I'm a sir.
The inner castle that you have never seen before. It has a massive, super wide staircase walking up. And on top of that
you're building this now for him.
is a... No, actually, it's been preordained.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I have a drawing of the castle somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But at the top of the castle, there is a square building that juts out to the side. It's huge, multi-level stories, and then out of it, there are a number of towers. One of them, which reaches really, really high.
Do you remember a time that Behemoth came with us to the castle?
I don't believe he ever did know.
Okay, just checking.
So I'm gonna walk up to the guard. I'm not trying to be. There's a guard at the door, right?
They've already passed you past the guards.
Oh.
You're inside the inner castle.
Okay. Who all is around? Is it just empty?
There's a few people working, simple castle duties, stables, taking things back.
Is there anybody that looks like they're kind of in charge of the area? Somebody a little bit higher up?
Roll an observance check.
Is there a butler?
7.
Doesn't look like it. It's late in the evening. Things are winding down.
I'm gonna walk up to somebody. Hello. I was wondering if I could speak to someone a little higher up. Not the king, obviously.
You're looking at about a stable boy, probably 13 or 14. He says,
Who's your boss?
he went to bed already. If you want to speak to someone higher up, you should walk up the stairs. Then you'd be higher up.
Ha! Okay, smart.
Ha.
You asked.
Don't be. Okay, you're not gonna get far in his life with that. Okay, never mind. I made it pretty far, and I'm just like that. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look for someone slightly smarter.
Okay, roll an observance check.
Fuck.
You see
12.
Dr. Professor Patrick.
Oh God.
Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick.
To you.
Okay. You see a more intelligent-looking young teenage boy, also working the stables nearby.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to him. Who's the person highest up in this area in authority?
Looks over at the other one. He says, "Probably the guy who lives in the top of that tower."
So all the everybody in charge has gone to bed already.
I don't know. I don't go inside the tower.
Okay. I'm gonna go where I was told to go for.
Okay.
Bodyguards.
Walking up to the castle.
Yeah.
All right. So moving up the stairs, there are some massive doors to the main entrance. Big garden area around the entrance. You knock on the door. It opens. Anyone who's allowed into the inner courtyard is allowed into the castle, at least to some extent. Inside there is a page to greet you. He says, "Yes, sir, how can I help you?"
Thank you. Someone who can speak properly. Sorry. Anyway, I'm here. Basically, I'm a what's the word?
Yes.
No.
Compatriot?
Associates.
Liaison?
Liaison of a group that's going to arrive later. I was sent ahead to tell everybody that they're going to be a little bit late. They had to take care of some business before they could come.
Who is this group?
The king's nephew.
I didn't know he had a nephew.
I didn't either until I was in the group with the king's nephew.
Do you have an introduction?
Yeah.
I see. We will hold on to this. Please wait in the next room.
Okay.
A butler brings you some water
Thank you.
and whatnot. By the time you folks get to the castle, what do you do?
You don't have a letter.
Is the castle gate open?
The castle gate is currently closed. There are guards outside of
I
it.
say, hello there. My liaison came here to say I had a compatriot of mine. He had my letter. Came through here earlier, going to tell the king and queen that I'll be arriving late for dinner.
Arriving late.
Yeah, there we go. Arriving late for their dinner party.
He stands there with his spear and he's, "Oi! We got more visitors coming." And you hear from behind the metal gates, "Yeah, what's his name?"
Carrot.
Lokag!
Is it? No, Lokag, no.
They asked. Lokag is my name.
Yeah, Lokag is your name. But
They asked.
okay, these are my compatriots as well. I am Carrick Lushington, nephew of the king.
Okay. He says his name's Carrick Lushington. "Let him, boy. Come on in." And the gate just comes up to about average 7-foot height. And then he's like, "Dude, a little taller, please." And
You got it.
then it's going up
It's just
and
the
up.
fucking
It's like that.
opening from the
it's
first
that
episode of Attack on Titan.
It's that slow gate just going up, eye level, stays at about eye level, and then and finally gets it up just a few more feet.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, thank you. And so, just walk through the courtyard.
Page comes
Our roles
Oh.
can switch.
walking
I
out of
can
the
ride
corner.
on
He's
your
like,
shoulder.
"This way, if you would please."
Starting
can
from
all
the
ride
bottom,
on
now
each
we're
other.
here.
Alright. So, after waiting about 45 minutes, sitting there drinking some biscuits, the library. No. Roll a vitality check.
Oh,
Roll a
snap.
vitality check.
Hard
Fuck
drugs.
you! You made me kill him, little man. And now you're gonna make me die of poison.
You should have thought about this. What happened last time we had water? It was poison.
Can you hold your
It's,
liquor?
Yeah, I can hold my liquor. It's 24.
Okay. The biscuits were dry, but after a little bit of water, you washed them down.
Fuck you.
Just giving you a little scare.
Wait, were these biscuits from Popeyes?
Probably.
Honestly, KFC would be better.
Hey, I like KFC's biscuits. Butter and honey on those things are awesome.
I said KFC's biscuits would be better.
Instead of Popeyes
Wait.
biscuits.
Okay.
No.
I said they were dry biscuits.
Which is why he brought up Popeyes.
I said KFC biscuits would be better.
Yeah.
So
He
you're
brought
saying
up Popeyes.
Whatever, fuck you.
Anywho,
Alright. So, eventually, Carrick and John come walking into the room and ducking underneath the door.
Totally. Hang on, I got it. I got it this time.
Hi.
Hey, who's
Oh,
our new friend?
This is our new friend, Lokag.
Lokag. Hey, Lokag. You're.
He's come to join us for dinner.
Do we have that much food?
This is the king and queen. Of course they have that much food.
I'm a farm boy. I'm kind of looking around, just remembering my past.
You haven't necessarily been in many of these rooms.
I didn't sneak through here?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
No. You snuck through about 13 floors up to the top.
But yeah,
Good
sorry to make you
times.
wait, but got the staff for the trade.
Alright, I have dry biscuits and water.
After a few minutes, the page comes back. He's like, "Your introductions are ready, and dinner is served."
All right. Thank you.
He leads you through some massive, nice, big, well-decorated white and red hallways. The color scheme in here is white and red, with hints of gold and silver and chandeliers, glass chandeliers. The glass in the chandeliers is actually black to accent. You make your way up through various staircases, and you're led into the main throne room, where there is a large table spread. Inside the throne room, the table is spread up on the platform where the throne usually would be. And the center of the room is a large ice sculpture. I'd like you to make an observation check.
I know what it is.
That one.
I know what the statue is, though.
It's a beautiful sculpture.
I know what's in the sculpture.
It's a woman
Ooh.
holding another man draped.
Oh,
Look like
fuck.
he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
And there
that
are
is
little-
messed up.
It looks like it was a fountain, but it's been frozen over, and there are little flowers
That is
made
so
out of ice
messed
growing
up.
up all over the place. And it's like there is a tree growing out of the ice behind it.
Could I make something like this?
Well, roll an observation check.
20.
Wait, do we see the
18.
people frozen?
You might be able to pull something off like this, but it actually, upon looking at it, it's actually ice. And it's not thawing out, it's actually making the room colder.
That is impressive.
That is impressive, Cass says while Trevor freaks out and goes, "Oh my god, that's messed up."
I've seen better.
Let's see, so, do we
Actually,
see the
you have.
Let's see, do we see the people frozen in there?
Yeah, it's the main centerpiece.
Okay.
So it's all ice. There's nobody inside the ice.
Is the king there?
Not quite yet. You rolled another observance check. What was it?
18.
18. Upon closer inspection, you actually recognize the face of the moon.
Okay.
It is Leona, holding Monroe. You have not seen them since they left the cave with the dragon.
I need to use the restroom.
You go cry for 30 minutes.
I'm gonna throw up.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like, I don't know where the restroom is.
I think I can find it.
Sense the
Roll a
water.
knowledge check. Take a D4 advantage.
I already have a D4.
Oh, take a D6 then.
I don't think I need it. Boom.
I think he found the restroom.
You saw one on your
28.
way in.
You got a 28.
Thank you.
Guards keep their eye on you while you move about, but you make your way to the restroom.
And any food that I ate at the
Okay.
temple is being seen again and
Projectile.
Okay.
toilet.
Alright.
Could you waterbend the vomit?
I'm not in the mood for it right now.
I'm like just theorizing.
While
Disgusting cousin of bloodbending.
the page
Vomit.
looking at you quickly runs over to one of the butlers standing off to the side, ready to start serving the meal. Whispers something and he nods and leaves the room. You are sat down at the table on the main side of the room side.
Alright.
And after a few minutes, in comes a tall, not too tall, not tall compared to you, but for a woman tall. Probably standing about
Tall to him.
5'7",
Okay.
5'8". She's about waist high,
Right.
just a little under waist high actually. But She comes in. She has got long black hair, a long, slender, not showy or anything, but beautiful white gown and a crown.
All right.
Of pure white. And next to it walks Greed. Next to her walks Greed, as you've seen.
Yeah.
Dressed as he usually is, but also wearing a small, thin band of gold. And they sit down, and he motions for everyone else to sit down.
Well, in the bathroom, after I finish throwing up, clean myself off. And it's dirty. Actually, how dirty is it?
It is well kept.
I'm going to do a small little meditation of calming.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt just to calm...
Yourself.
Yes.
Roll a knowledge check.
Oh, 16.
16? You're able to calm down, but you are not calm. You're not throwing up anymore. You could feasibly still walk to the other one.
Okay. I don't think I can go back in there. I'm gonna try again.
Okay. Why are you doing that?
So are we sat down too, or are we standing behind him?
You are sitting down.
Okay.
You are guests. You are currently sitting on the floor.
I figured.
But then a few minutes later, they bring in a massive, gnarly-looking table. That's a little shorter than the table. But they look at you and say, "Would you like a chair?"
Why?
They're holding the table. This is a chair for you if you want it.
It's a stool, basically.
Oh. Sure.
Shortly, right behind them, they bring in an even taller table. And they set that over top of the section of the table that you were sitting on. And then they set another couple steps and stuff. So not only are you sitting at a table, but everybody else next to you is also sitting at a table.
Nice.
Oh, would you
That
look
was
at?
very polite
I'll,
of them.
I'll look at them and say, "Look, you even got your own table."
Yes. Big day for Locale.
Alright, so now that everyone has sat down, Greed is silent, but the Queen looks at you and says, "Welcome to our home."
Thank you. It's nice seeing you two again.
The pleasure is ours, I'm sure. And congratulations on your new position.
Thank you.
Greed looks over at you and says, "I hope you know we don't mean any ill intent inviting you here. Simple invitation and courtesy for your presence in the area. That being said, do not fear us while we are here. We are civil.
I appreciate that.
But also, know this. We do not intend to abdicate our positions."
As expected. So let us be cordial here. This is dinner, after all.
Quite. And with that, the first course is served. It is a simple salad, chicken, but it is as fresh and as delicious as you have ever tasted in your freaking life.
Woo!
Can I do the second roll? On your...
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was rolling for manners.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll do it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Considering that you are already semi-calm and another successful, that is your call.
Okay. I leave and I go set up table.
Okay. As you are let back into the room, the page announces, "The final guest, sir." And John rejoins you at the table.
You okay?
Yeah. I take a kneel before I get to the table. Sorry, I wasn't feeling very well.
Our apologies. Would you care for our doctors to examine you?
Oh, no, I feel better now. I think it was something I ate.
Hopefully that will not become a problem again. You end up spending the evening quite civilly, eating.
Before I eat or drink anything, I'm going to
Okay.
See if I can see any hints.
Roll an observation check.
Okay.
It's too late for me and Carrie.
19. All delicious food, not poison.
I will say though, like while doing that, whenever like Greed was talking to me, I want to do an observation check to see like if there's any malice or whatnot behind his voice. See if he really doesn't like me.
Sure, go ahead and roll.
That's 16.
16. There is a hint of. He looks at you as new blood, so to say, but he's civil.
All right.
What
But
about
he's
towards
not
me?
like angry towards you. Go ahead and roll an observation check. 21. He doesn't know much about you.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't. Neither of them seem to have any intention towards you.
I wanna do 2 checks.
Okay.
Actually. First, I wanna see if not because of anything I've done, but because I'm an angel Nephilim, I wanna see if they have any kind of anybody, including the king and queen, seems to have any ill intention or malice towards me.
Sure, go ahead.
That's observation. So 21.
21.
21's the number today.
Oh yeah.
Woo.
Hey, it's a good number to have.
Okay, what?
They speak to you the same as they speak to anyone else. They're very cordial, very polite. They don't appear to be hiding anything. You can read them pretty well, and they don't seem to treat you any worse than anyone else at the table.
Okay. That's actually relief. Anyway, and my other one, I want to see. I want to look at the queen, and I want to see if she looks like has madness in her eyes. You know, just if she looks crazy.
Okay. Your 21 is good enough for that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, keep it. Keep it.
Yeah.
I keep this in my pocket.
Looking into her eyes specifically, you see a fascinating hint of red that you've never seen in someone's eyes before. And as she looks at you, she does have a burning stare. Almost penetrating, like she can kind of read your mind. But
Well, I'm kind of
you don't know if that's actually the way it is or if you just feel like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if she was crazy.
Doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
Appears to be very civil.
Because she has not
I guess-
spoken yet.
You go first.
This is at the dinner table. We're both about to say something at the dinner
I'll
table.
be like, you go first.
Your family.
Alright.
You go first.
It's like, well, this feast is nice and all. It seems like it was kind of like a family event to some sort. Where is my mother in all of this? Because she said she was going to be in the capital city.
She was actually here earlier today.
Oh.
There was court earlier, and there were some issues with the local town. She will probably be back again tomorrow. She's probably retired for the evening. We stayed up late, especially for you.
And I
Don't
appreciate
believe
it.
she-
Thank you.
You're very welcome, my lodge friend. By the way, what are the names of your compatriots?
Alright, this one here is Sinbad.
Nice to meet you.
Our compatriot we met on our travels earlier today. This is
Okay.
Logag.
We
Nice
all
to
just
meet
kind
you,
of
Logan.
clinch every time we talk.
There's like a wind that pushes us down.
And we have another compatriot of ours here in your name.
Castile.
Castell.
Don't remember my name.
No, I want you to introduce yourself.
We
We have some more with us, but they couldn't be in attendance, unfortunately.
Oh, and who might they be? Anyone we might know?
Maybe.
I'm not too sure if you know them, but one of them. Oh, her name appears to not cross my mind, but she is a merchant friend of ours. So I
Marcy.
don't really talk to her that much, but
You don't mean Marcelia Thénardier?
Maybe. I've only ever heard her called Marcy.
her and I don't really talk that much. All I know
You're
is
a
that
pretty lady, kind of short.
I
Oh.
see.
When I said Sinbad, did his facial structure change at all?
You did see the queen's mouth just for a split second smile.
They know who I am.
Um,
Lovely.
there's that, and then there was another guy. Well, he wasn't really part of our traveling group, but he temporarily joined, and well, he's off. I have to go meet him somewhere. Said he's gonna send me a letter sometime.
Amir.
Yeah.
You're really bad with names.
I just met him recently.
You forgot my name.
I still wanted you to introduce yourself.
Trust me, I understand the plague of trying to remember names. Imagine trying to remember 100 diplomatic names in a single day.
Oh, that sounds
I think
quite.
I can do it.
I like your friend.
Me too.
He's that
Oh, dear.
lovable dumb, kind of dumb. Just like he doesn't know he's stupid.
As you do that, you're patting his knee, not his shoulder.
No, I don't actually say that.
Oh.
Yes,
I give you a
insult the
nod.
giant I just met.
And you nod back?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a silly question. Sorry to interrupt our eating. There's no ill intent towards the group, is there?
As long as you don't strike out against us, no. No, not at all. This was simply family business.
Just checking.
Of course.
Family business doesn't always exclude malintent.
True.
No
that.
offense.
Go
Hopefully you
Italians.
don't have personal experience with this. What a tale to tell.
Not one I share willingly.
Oh. Tragedy.
Does she
I do
look
love
familiar?
stories.
Very, very sad.
Roll an observance check.
Everybody is dead.
22.
She is the vampirical spitting image of Samantha.
Oh shit, that's even more messed up for you.
Out of game, I knew.
Well, yeah, we all knew.
Yeah.
We all knew.
But now I
I just didn't know
No.
she looked exactly like her. That's even more messed up for me.
She's the spitting image, but you can tell it's not Samantha. You can see a
I
little
saw
bit
Samantha.
of. You can see a little bit of. No, you didn't see Samantha.
No, that's
Oh,
not Samantha.
oh,
That's,
right.
What's her face?
That's
Monroe.
Leona and Monroe.
Yeah. Wrong couple.
You also see a hint of Thane in her.
She has a giant mug of ale.
Okay, Dice, you win. You look familiar.
Oh shit.
I rolled a 1. Leave me alone, okay? I rolled a 1. Have I seen you before?
I'm sure you haven't seen me, but enough charades and we might have a civil conversation, my good friend.
Can I decept it to make it like a normal conversation?
Roll a charisma check with a d6 disadvantage.
I heard save in there.
I'm trying not to say save. We don't do saves in my game.
I rolled high on both, though.
It's a charisma?
Yeah.
You have 3 charisma, right?
Yeah.
So
No,
that's-
4.
Oh, 4? Okay, so that's
14.
28.
28.
Wait,
No, 20.
minus that, not add
Oh,
that.
minus? Okay.
Yeah, so
You
just
said
18.
disadvantage, right?
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, 18.
Yeah, it's
18? She looks at you and smiles. She knows who
Right
you
there.
are. You can tell.
I already knew from the smile.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1. It's just
She's looking at you. The last person to say something was her, so.
Man, that got tense.
This is, kind
Greed looks up at you and says, "Quite. My wife is an excellent young woman."
I know.
Well, this got awkward fast.
So, second course?
Good
anyone?
genes.
Yeah, let's eat some
I look at my clothes. Good genes. Good genes. Good genes.
Which you don't have genes
I know,
in this
I don't.
world.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, second course, please? Shall we?
A large ham is brought out. It's the whole hog. And served to
Alright,
you
let's
folks.
do this.
Which you end up getting about half.
Shit.
Right.
Okay, I'll wait until I'm served.
So,
What is the?
Tell me when I'm served.
there's various wines. You can ask for anything you want.
Do I remember a drink that my brother used to like.
Thane?
My brother.
Oh.
The evil bad guy.
You remember that he did not drink alcohol.
Was there a specific tea?
He actually drove a robust drink named coffee. Or that he called coffee.
Do you have coffee?
Yeah, they have coffee because I remember Ryu's bought coffee beans.
The king says, not the king, the butler says, looks at you with some surprise and says, I haven't served that in over 20 years. And gets up and leaves the room. Dinner continues.
How is the ham served?
In slices, pretty much.
When I get mine, I just pick it up, fold it into four, and I'm rolling for manners, and I failed.
Both the king and the queen look at you for a moment. Look down. Look at their forks. And then everybody, it's a finger food meal.
I have my plate.
I'm just gonna be over here, just like. Ugh.
Just pick up the entire plate and put the entire thing in my mouth and then start chewing.
Roll a vitality check.
You're gonna be shitting glass shards.
No, he's not eating the plate. He's just.
No, I am eating the plate.
Yeah, he's eating
Oh,
the
okay.
plate.
Like, just full on, and 17.
Well, you made it past the bones, but the plate is
The weird bone.
a little drip of blood.
Where did that come from?
I get up with my plate of ham and I bring it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, we use plates on the bottom, so we grab from the top and leave the plate on the table.
Isn't that wasteful?
It's so we can reuse them.
It's to keep our food clean. I'm sorry, I'm slipping into your voice.
So
Grab another plate this time, just slide it into my mouth.
There we
and
go.
then put it down.
Okay.
I grab my plate back and I bring it and I sit back down.
They've actually laid out a platter with like half the hog in front of you.
So I've changed this meal.
Strangely enough, you watch as he slides half of a hog into his mouth and kind of like a turkey trying to swallow a meal that's too large for it, he eventually swallows that entire thing.
No, I'm thinking he does like that. I forgot what food it is. There's some. Oh yeah, you ever throw a wing in your mouth, eat the chicken off, spit out the bone?
I've never done that. No.
Not a whole wing, like a buffalo wing. Okay.
No.
He's just like, and then spits out.
If we
the
were to
whole
go
skeleton.
my method of eating with wings, I reach in, pull out the entire skeleton, and then pop the rest into my mouth.
We all have weird ways of eating wings.
Now I want chicken wings. Alright, so it's about 5 to 10 minutes, but eventually a large pot is brought down and set right down next to you, and a large round ceramic cup is brought out to you, and a thick cup of black, robust coffee is poured for you.
Thank you.
At which point, also the king and the queen, having not known that there was such a thing in the castle, also try it. And
I try it too.
Everybody.
Yeah, sure, I'll get some.
We're gonna be up tonight.
Cheers to your old friends.
And everybody gets a +1 on all checks from the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Oh, there it is.
except for knowledge and charisma. No, screw it.
+1 to all checks.
+1 all checks.
For tonight.
Coffee's awesome.
Yay.
Coffee is the best thing in the universe.
It's a little bitter.
Cheers to old friends.
Yes. Cheers to our journey.
Oh, that's hot.
And
I have
it's
what's
oddly
remaining-
delicious.
I have what's remaining in the cauldron as a cup.
Mhm.
It's-
Yeah. You like just hold it by the handle and like tip one of the legs.
It's hot, but you like it that way.
Yeah.
Fire resistance. You're the one at the table who's sitting there, and you just down this boiling hot coffee and think nothing of it.
You're just like,
It's a little bitter.
no, you should be like Thor. I like this. I require more sustenance.
Another!
More!
Chuck it against the wall.
Throw it, smashes into one of the servants.
Roll a
Oh shit!
roll a melee precision check, please.
Hooey.
Or
Oh, no.
range precision. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Reflex!
15.
15. It bounces off the wall and heads straight for the queen. At which point,
hold on.
at which point, Greed
Okay.
just and catches
okay.
it with one hand.
I was gonna jump on the table.
Was it low tag? No.
It's low CAG with a
Ca-
K.
Okay, low cag. No.
Hashtag shush.
No.
This is why we eat the plates.
You know, in
Forgive
this
me.
case, he's not exactly wrong.
I'm so sorry, Your
I'm
Highness. Please
sorry.
forgive.
That was not my intention.
That was actually impressive.
Does your hand hurt?
You okay, John? No, it doesn't. No, I'm used to this.
I mean, it's hot.
Is it?
I'm a demon.
Oh, demons
You think
have fire
that-
resistance?
They have fire resistance.
Okay.
Demons.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Anywho, the meal continues. Anything else you want to talk about?
I guess I'll just ask them since it's all cordial. It's like, how's things been in the kingdom and blah 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 and all the other necessities, I guess.
Things have been a little tumultuous.
How so?
Well, when we originally took this kingdom, we intended for incorporation of all species, equality for all people.
By the way, I thank you for that. I did not expect to be welcomed here.
Well, does seem to be a group, a strange one actually, led by a small man who we believe we have dealt with, but the group still remains, a bit of a rebellion in the underground. But he was quite charismatic and led his people well. Some of the new inhabitants, perhaps with your age you know of them, the Ishino.
Yes, I've met a few.
Yes. Well, they seem to rise up and rebel against the thought of demons ruling the kingdom. He was quite a force to be reckoned with. A number of assassination attempts. Nearly froze me to death once.
Kind of like a ice sculpture.
You like our statues?
I was thinking ice.
Oh, well, it is a nice touch. But,
It really
It's an
cools
ice
the
touch.
room.
Sorry.
well,
Was that low keg?
No.
I could thaw it out, but... And she holds up her hand, showing you a ring you recognize. It is Leona's ring.
Right.
Her wedding ring. And you get the sense that that thing is still frozen because she wants it to be frozen. So,
Wait, so are they like still alive in there?
roll a knowledge check.
No, I don't know. That's a 11.
Yeah, even with your plus...
I was asking
Pluses
as
and-
Trevor. I was.
You have no clue whether or not it's possible.
I don't know. There's
Are they
people in
alive?
there.
You don't know.
I'm
Oh, you're asking. Okay. Well, I don't know, actually. She kind of froze both of them when her husband died, and that's the way they've been since. And I thought it was quite beautiful, so I brought them here. The interesting thing is, though, the ice keeps spreading.
What do you mean spreading?
how so?
Well, the tree and the flowers weren't originally there.
Is she in her true form in this thing? Her half Nephilim form?
Her vampiric form?
No, not the queen. I'm talking about frozen Leona.
Roll an observance check.
Real quick.
That's a 14.
Past the fact that it's made entirely out of ice, there's no color differentiation to identify hair, and you don't see any wings.
Okay.
It was only pigmentation that really changed. I was wondering if I could test something. I have a weapon here that I can't do anything. You know. It's crystalline. And it uses frost. I was wondering if I could test if there's a reaction with it.
I would prefer you don't destroy my...
Oh no! I
furniture.
just wanted to see if it would like make it colder or something if I held it up.
Ah, well,
I wasn't gonna punch your statue. I thought I was.
be my guest.
I hold it up and I lightly touch it to the statue.
Okay. Nothing seems to be happening.
Okay, so it's probably not crystalline in
Spirit sense.
origin.
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
I just wanted to warn you that I was taking a weapon out. I didn't want to.
18.
18. You sense no other spirits in the room besides your own.
So,
I walk up to it and put my hand in. Sorry. Technically, yes. My hand on it, and I'm going to mind link.
Okay.
It's already ice, so don't need water.
Roll a vitality check.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Nat 20 with +8.
Okay. Now roll your knowledge check.
Okay.
Can we use the 20 on the notch?
oh my god.
It's cold.
Yeah, that's a nice statue you got.
20 to 1.
21.
I mean, that tree is nice and smooth for ice sculpture.
I too like to feel ice.
Roll a vitality check.
9.
9. Even though you have frost resistance, that's still freaking cold.
Yes.
I try again.
You take 3 damage from frost.
Fair enough.
Ow.
Sure, go ahead and roll a knowledge check again.
I turn to the king and queen. I go, this kind of derailed. Sorry.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, while they're doing all that...
You just like Wild Wild West.
Yes. Desperado.
Did not mean to interrupt.
9.
I thought
It was
well,
like,
it was
while
vitality.
they're... Oh, it's like...
Is there anything on either one of them? Okay.
It's like, while they're doing all that, it's like, so... While they're doing that, tell me more about what's happening. Like, tell me more about this Ishino.
I'm gonna walk over and stand behind him, or I'm gonna walk over and sit next to him.
We have had some issues. There are a number of Ishino. We believe they're hiding in the catacombs under the city.
Oh.
And though the catacombs are vast and very numbered and deep, we have sent a number of expeditions down into them, and unfortunately no one has come back. There are a number of mines, and we're not quite sure where the entrances they are using are. Now, most of the entrances we have been using are through the sewers. But, perhaps you would like to take on the job for us.
Do you remember the name of this Ishino? He sounds familiar, but I could be wrong.
Honestly, if they've been rebelling for 20 years, it's probably a nation down there. We can't take that on ourselves.
It's not a nation.
It would be at this point.
What?
They would bring up their numbers. They would bring in more Ishino. We couldn't take this on by ourselves.
His name was, he was royalty, actually. Royalty amongst them, at least. His name was Buckingham.
Oh,
Sir Buckingham.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
And he said he tried to freeze you before?
My name is okay.
His signature, maybe you have heard of it and seen it through the city, maybe not, is a large snowflake with 2 crisp pistols.
Did I kill him? No. But we never forget a sin. It was an accident.
It's like... They also have a magic wand on him that happened to shoot electricity as well. A crystalline wand of sorts.
This would have happened before then.
Wait, hold on. When did this happen? She said
This
recently.
was 20 years ago that he started the rebellion, didn't it?
Oh, I thought he said it happened recently. Wait, was the rebellion's like been going on, or has it been recent?
He killed.
It's been current and up to date. It's been the last 3 years that they've been
last
growing.
3 years. Okay.
It was a few months ago, about half a year ago, that we finally dealt with their leader.
Oh.
But
it
they're
was
not
pretty
going
recently
away.
that he was killed.
Okay. So it's not Buck. It's not Buck.
It is.
Before he got amnesia.
Oh, before he forgot his memory.
Yeah. I do believe we might have met this man.
It's like,
Really?
yeah.
No clue where he went.
But he seemed to have forgotten and lost his memories when we met him.
That would be sufficient for us, as long as he's not leading the rebellion anymore.
I have no idea what he's doing at this point. We lost him after trip to hell.
It was very unpleasant.
At least you didn't bring him here.
Yeah. That would have been awkward indeed over
That
such a
would've been
cordial
Honestly,
dinner.
it wouldn't have been on purpose, though. You know, I mean, he didn't even know he was a bad guy.
I feel like you're attacking this person that I've never met. And I feel like a lot of blame is being placed on him that he might not deserve quite as much, or at least doesn't know he deserves.
Well, Buck doesn't deserve it, but Buckingham does.
I don't hear a difference.
Well, if this happens to be the same Ishino that you do speak of, he might be slowly, now thinking about it, he might slowly be regaining his memories. Last I saw him, he did make a deal with Shalom. Don't know what the deal was, but...
Deal with Shalom.
Yes.
Do you know the deal's contents?
I do not. He kept it very private. He just handed the man a letter and then they disappeared.
We all had our own private meetings with the man. Demon. Thing.
Almost.
Mine was semi-public.
Oh, well, okay.
This disturbs me. Typically, Shalom does not challenge power. But if we made a deal with Shalom, this could bode for ill tidings toward our country.
But we are also not sure if that is him.
Yeah, it's just some guy named Buck.
An Ishino.
Yeah.
Named Buck.
Buck Fruckster, to be exact.
She leans over and whispers to one of the butlers. Sends him off.
You know, I didn't think I'd actually be setting you up for assassination by saying I just thought it'd be interesting.
After a little bit eating dinner in silence, unless there's anything else you want to speak, a shadowy looking character, one that you recognize.
Okay. I used him before.
Do you remember the person that kept picking on Thane and,
Not the one I hired.
no.
Okay.
Actually, yes, the one that you hired, Scythe.
Yep.
Scythe, to help you enter the kingdom and infiltrate. Scythe walks in from the last campaign. It has been 20-some years. Roll an observation check. Okay. You recognize the clothing, but there's no longer a face mask, and you see the long, blonde braided hair and features of a woman's face.
Huh.
Sorry, this
How
is-
young?
She looks to be in her mid-30s.
Same build, like exact?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
You never saw her without your mask, without
Right.
her mask on.
Right. So
Can I
you
do
did
my own
July.
observation check?
And she
Shot.
does
No.
recognize you, but she comes in and bows to the queen,
Can I do it?
standing at the end of the
Can I
table.
do an observation check real quick?
Sure, go
on
ahead.
her? I want to see if she was the person that was possibly traveling with Jack when we were looking through his stuff before in the cave.
Jack.
I know who it is. The person being traveling.
Okay, remember when we had to fight the zombie giant and we were looking through
Yeah.
his stuff?
Go ahead and roll an
Yeah.
observation check.
I want to see if it's the same lady that was supposedly traveling with him. Dirty 20.
No, doesn't look like the same description.
Okay.
She does recognize you. And
How do I
she,
know this?
She goes, oh,
she looks at you. There is a hint of recognition in her eyes.
Okay.
But she kneels and says, "What is your bidding, my queen?" He's like, "Exactly what happened with the disposal of Buck Frexter." And she says, "We took him into the middle of the ocean and dumped him over the edge. We thought him dead. It was in our report. Perhaps it did not all get to you." And the queen looks slightly displeased. Says, "That is all. Thank you."
I didn't just get her in trouble, did I?
I'm going to, not sense motive, but we need a word for it for this game. Other than a charisma
Observation.
check. Okay, observation.
Yeah, observation. You just say, I want to observe her for...
I want to observe any hidden agenda when she says that is all.
What was the total?
19.
It's hard to read her. You can't quite tell.
I hope
But after this...
I hope I have not gotten her in trouble, man.
Not necessarily. Perhaps...
Yes, only the beginning.
Perhaps those who are intended to file the reports will be punished. Details like this should be not hidden. And it is perhaps an indication that we have disloyal members in our household. That being said, Carrick, you and your party, how much would you charge a day for your services?
One question. Moot.
Hey,
Or if you need time to speak,
here,
you may
pick us all up with
feel
this near
free.
your head.
Oh, okay.
Feel free to use the other side of the room if you wish to speak privately.
Alright. Appreciate it, my lead.
They continue eating.
Yeah. And it's like, alright, they're charging us for... It's like, they're gonna pay us. How much do we want to ask them for?
What's
that
the
your
job?
crotch not glow.
They have not said, but I'm
bringing
assuming
your
it
ass
has
towards
something to
me?
do with the
Yes.
Ichino she's been talking about.
You think they would accept trying to make peace between the nations? Or do they just want us to kill everything?
Well, the fact that the Ichino have already tried assassination attempts, we could offer both and see what the outcome is.
Okay. I just don't want to be a genocidal maniac. Anyway. See, a day?
Yeah, what is a day's worth of,
How much charge a day?
How much would I normally charge back in my mercenary days?
Roll a knowledge check.
That's an 8.
Considering the class of a 1 to 10, daily charge for a very low class, low work day, you might charge 150 gold.
150
If it's
gold.
a very high danger day, 10 platinum for a day. 1,000 gold?
I did a lot of freelance work over the years, so...
Craftsman work.
yeah, but that's still in the general frame of freelance, is my point.
You would probably have charged anywhere between 50 to 500 gold for a day,
Okay.
depending on how intense the work was and if there was danger
And
involved.
this is taking on an entire rebellion, more than likely. So it's going to be a high danger.
We still don't know what she's asking, but I'm assuming it has to be with the Ichino.
Assuming that is, it's a high danger job.
Or that it could be to possibly try to flush out who is, the moles in her kingdom.
That's still highly dangerous, especially with known assassins.
John, your input?
Those days are behind me of being paid.
But as a group, we have to think about our well-beings as well.
I mean,
So,
how do we sleep?
food, lodging, clothes.
I'm hungry.
I mean, unless you're fine with shitting and wiping your asses with sticks and leaves, then
I was thinking maybe staying in the temple.
well, that is true. He has that option. So I guess, what about you, Loke?
Is 12 a big number?
It is a big number, but not quite big enough.
7.
Good looking.
We'll ask you for more input later, Loke.
Okay.
So, what do you think should be depending on the risk?
And we've shared what we
Yeah.
besides prices. So
Also, you should consider if you're going to try to pick up Marcy for this as well.
Out of character, you should probably
That's true.
ask what the job is so you can then gauge what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
we're doing
In
we're
between.
just discussing how much our group would charge normally outside of the royalty thing.
And we'll probably
day
pick up
for-
Marcy.
for an entire group. I'd say 20 platinum for the two of us. Add in another 10, so 30 platinum, and if John wants to, 10 for each of us, basically.
10 for each.
10 platinum,
And
for each.
we'll try to find a way to find Marcy as well if needed.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Depending on, because if it's just me, you, 20 platinum.
Yeah.
Then for every person, another 10 platinum.
I'm assuming we're gonna need all the muscle we can.
Yeah, but it's whether or not, like, John doesn't seem to want to go.
Then we could split John's fundings then amongst us.
Yeah, let's just come up with a flat rate of 60 platinum.
60 total?
Yeah.
Alright. We come back and say, my queen,
Plus,
12.
Before you go. Good cloquet.
I have been told that I do not
major
speak for them.
expenses.
alright.
What is the
Oh.
I have some requests to ask as well. There. Say,
Plus
so,
travel expenses or anything like that.
so what is the quest, my liege?
Well, you have two options. One, eliminate the threat. Clean out the sewers and remove the Ishino's rebellious presence. Any that wish to surrender may. But we do not want rebellion creeping up and still causing mayhem and rebellion and unsafe situations for our citizens.
Of course.
Excuse me.
The alternate is to convince them to lay down their arms and join society as people without ill intent, regardless of who is in authority over them.
It's a high-risk job.
It is.
I have a few requests. Obviously, first one I'm thinking is the pay. So we're gonna grab our other compatriot who wasn't able to make it tonight. So, for in total, I'm believing around 60 platinum.
A day.
This is agreeable.
On top of that, additional money for expenses, like if we need to gather extra troops or whatnot, if we need to bring another army or a small garrison
Any
down
major
there.
traveling expenses for this?
Traveling expenses shouldn't be a problem, considering
It's
that you're
underground.
within the city.
As a rebellion, they might have some higher up leaders outside of the city.
This is true.
It would be the smarter way to go about things.
Very well. That can be accommodated.
But that's just an if.
And
I wish to forego my payment, and all I wish is a gift.
What is the gift you require?
A look at the ice sculpture.
Roll a charisma check.
Yep. 16.
That ice is hot.
Can I help?
I don't know if you would want it.
Would your entire party be willing to part with their value as well for this gift?
It would be just my payment.
Well, I think that is a little bit above what I'm willing to pay.
And the last request, and I will just ask that after we're done with this quest, that we receive this last bit of the payment, is that, how much was Lemire asking for again?
$1 million platinum.
A million? What, wait, was it a million?
$1 million, yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
$1 million.
well, the person that I, promised to help out a while back, he wants 1 million platinum.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is give it to him in like maybe 1,000 platinum payments per month.
I
so
think
he
it would help if you knew the situation rather than just saying a man wants 1 million platinum.
And I'll explain. I'll tell him the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was like how he's trying to raise a bar. He just lost his son.
He's raising an orphanage.
Raising an orphanage and
His
all
son,
that other great
he's going
stuff.
to get his injured son who he had to leave behind.
And him and I made a deal because he's going to help me make further connections on my further quest.
And where does he want to build this?
Misty Landing.
I see. If it was on our own country's land, I would say I would be able to potentially fund it through civil services. But if it is not on our national territory, I'm afraid I can't do much more.
We could
I could try to
and
talk to him.
convince him.
I could try to talk to him.
There is one major thing he needs to do though is his son is in Misty. No,
No, in the other island.
what's it called?
To write it down. Perthamun.
I don't
Or
need to know.
you are.
It's not like it.
Perthamur.
Perthamore. Sun is on Perthamore. On one of the islands there.
He's in a hospital. He had an accident with a boat and a Titan. It was very much not a good day.
A Titan.
A Titan.
You've seen one of the Titans.
Yes, it happened.
I haven't.
It was
They
the
did.
Titan of Light. It was disturbed by our presence and decided to completely obliterate our ship. We barely made it out.
Greed looks over at you. I am surprised that you survived an encounter with him. I know him.
Who you know?
When this world was first beginning, I knew him. When he rose up in war against all men and all demons. We united our forces together, and it was only by the help of one, the Titan of Water, to seal him away.
What sort of deal did you make with the Water Titan to seal the light?
She would grant her gift to only one. And she would represent herself through that person.
Hi, John.
And then she would sleep, and her time would be
No,
spent
Trevor did that.
keeping him secure, safe, so that people and demons alike could live in peace as best as we can.
Interesting.
That would explain why he was under the sea.
Yeah.
Under the sea.
Say, a Titan that hates all. Interesting.
And how I
There-
like it's the Titan of Light.
There was a bit of a connection. There was only one of us that allowed herself with him. And it is your word, Wrath, that was his ally during that time. Over the generations, she has tried to take his place and wipe out all evil as she perceives it in this world. That is why we have never accepted her on the Council of Eight. The Council of Eight has always been intended to seek peace and tranquility in this world that we are cursed to live on. But, much like the rebellion deep under our city, this world was not intended for man or demon. We took it, and we hold it.
If I may I have a word with you two in private?
The meal is done. We can...
What is it?
You've been chowing on cake this entire time.
Hey, I'm not chowing down on cake, okay?
I am.
Yeah, I was about to say Lokag is.
I mean, he ate 3 of them.
I have a
Piece of
small
cake, dip it in
portion. I was just
coffee,
curious
man.
if there were sweets.
This is more like it.
It's an ice cream cake, but you don't get brain freeze because you're a giant.
Of course not.
Okay. So, table is cleared, and you and Momona and Greed all retire to a side chamber. There's fireplace, table, some desks. It looks like a place where the king can go to think.
Yeah.
Or the queen, depending
Alright.
for diplomatic reasons.
So what happened all those years ago, when you say you took over the world? Because some of us, by accident, met a particular elder dragon, and he did not like our kind very much.
The dragon
He was
is a rumor even amongst our people, but if you have met him, this does not bode well for us. If he is awake, that means our world is on a ticking time bomb.
As he explained to me.
He seems to have been awake for a long
He's
time.
gone.
I'm in
Oh,
private.
Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, he had
Yes, it seems
particular...
they have been gone for a long time. I wonder when they'll be back.
Yeah, it's like he has a particular hatred for our kind, especially towards my mother. So that's why I want to figure out what happened back then. get a better understanding of our kind and this world we live in.
Greed is looking out the window. He looks very disturbed. And while he is standing there, he reaches inside his jacket and pulls out a black crystal, identical to the other two you have.
Oh. Well, no, John's holding the crystals now.
Or the ones that you did have. As far as he knows, you have them.
Okay.
He turns to you and says, "This is with me, and it stays with me. But in the event that he is unleashed, you must immediately come to this kingdom. Find my wife, and take her as far south as you can. She will have this crystal. If you have gathered the other 6, plus mine, you will find a vault deep in ancient caves at the southern pole of this world. Inside that vault there are many weapons, very dangerous treasures, but inside is a book. Any page in that book is a gate to another world. Get my wife out."
Okay.
And then he slides it back in his jacket.
And if that time does come, do you think the others would be willing to give up their stones for this cause?
Unlike the others, my connection to my wife is more powerful than my connection to my own life. The others may not be so agreeable.
Even my mother.
Your mother has different plans. This is an emergency situation. I would still like to see you rule the forces of hell and this world for generations to come, if not for millennia, and keep the dragon at bay. But I prefer to be aware of all possibilities.
As do I. But I need to know one thing. Do you know what my mother did back then that angered the dragon so greatly?
It was not anything that any of us did to anger him. This world is not ours. We took it.
But why out of all of them, he hates her the most?
She has stood as a leader amongst the 8 for many years. She holds the first seat.
And Beelzebub did not participate in any of this?
He was there. But her voice is stronger than the rest.
Very well. I will help you if that time comes. And I've helped Lady Momoa here.
Very well. In the meantime, your request is agreeable. Traveling expenses to raise armies, etc. will be covered. Make sure you give them the receipts to our clerks at the end of your completed quest. In the meantime, we will allow 120 platinum pieces to be paid out for 2 days in advance. Any work you do. In the event that we do not hear from you, we will anticipate that this rebellion is far too rooted, and will burn out the catacombs.
Deal. One more thing. Do you happen to have another piece of armor? Mine ripped off during my wing ceremony.
Armor for you. He takes off his jacket. He says, "Take this. It will help. It's designed for people who like to fly and fight at the same time."
Kingly gift. Thank you, Your Highness.
In the meantime, you have shown me very little ill will and an agreeable attitude towards our current situation. It's the least I can do.
But of course.
Feel
It's
free
for
to
our
stay in
kind.
the castle tonight. Butlers will set you up with proper rooms.
Of course, it's for the betterment of the world and for our people.
Quite.
You alright?
Plotting.
Brooding.
Watching.
Channeling wrath. I go outside. I was like, "Are you constipated, John?"
I'm gonna, yeah, I got an idea.
Don't ruin this.
I wanna do some tests.
I actually do want to do something once you get back to us.
Alright. So it does have, interestingly enough, you're able to find that once you get your wings into it, the jacket is actually layered in the back so that there are actually slots so that your wings come out of the jacket.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Holy.
Oh, God. Is it indestructible or
No,
something?
it's not indestructible, but I got some extra resistances.
With 400 buttons
400 platinum. Oh.
covered.
Roll a charisma check.
That's a 4. No, I'm sorry, that's a 6.
Natural 20.
Whoo!
She
Nah,
looks
I'm
at you and
wondering.
smiles and says, I have spent my entire life with this particular monument. And it has brought me a lot of pleasure to look upon. It would take much more than money to part from it.
I want to try some. It's
So are
up
we all
on
back
top
in the
of
room
table,
now?
Right?
It's on a fountain built into the middle of the room.
So are
Okay,
we all
so-
back now, or? Okay.
Could I get high enough? Or actually, okay, could you do me a favor?
Maybe.
Could you lift me up?
Yes.
Not this high. Give me another give me another 70 years, and maybe I'll go this high. Okay. I want to look into the statue's eyes. Ow! Not that close. Okay. I want to I want to see if I see anything in them.
Okay.
Any kind of like spark, any life, any soul, anything.
Roll an observance check.
And this is for both of them. So 2 observers checks or 1?
One observance check.
Okay.
Sure,
That's
I'm coming over here.
11.
No,
11.
Oh.
your character.
Yes.
You don't see anything
Okay,
upon
and
looking at it.
now Monroe.
Go ahead and roll.
Yeah, nothing.
No.
All right. What is it?
You can put me down now.
It's been a
Okay.
while.
Ow! Sorry.
I need
It's
your
alright.
Okay. What is it?
You mind meditating?
Who are we trying to talk to this time?
I look to the ice. I need help getting through.
See, out of game, I know exactly what's going on. I just
Holy
can't
cow,
say
wait a
it
minute.
'cause Cass has no clue.
No,
What?
right. We're good. Never mind.
Sure, we can do that.
Thank you.
So, meditating time.
Okay, a monk and a soldier meditating.
It's the ghost moment.
Go ahead and roll a.
This is what I'm gonna.
Knowledge check.
Okay, for this though, and this is going out on a whim. I'm gonna try to channel greed this time to see if I can touch this, like the ice with that, to see if anything happens.
Roll a charisma check.
Probably wouldn't appreciate that.
Not one.
God damn it.
As
Lots
you
of ones and
think
20s
about
today.
being greedy and taking more than is yours,
I
for
mean, I
just
have
a
the mantle.
for just a second, you think about how much you would love to rule this kingdom and choke him, kill him, and bring him down.
Yay!
Take his wife, take all those things, and you just look up for just a moment after thinking that, and he just looks at you, and it looks like he could murder you right now.
I don't even want the wife.
20,
It's a thought of greed that goes through your head.
21.
21?
I'm gonna walk over in front of him. He does this. He can't really control what he's thinking when he's channeling this stuff. Trust me, he tried to beat the crap out of a woman because she talked to him once. It's just, please forgive him for this.
I'll just look at him. And
He doesn't actually
I'll look
want
at him.
whatever you think he wants.
I was like, I'll just be like, this is what happens when you.
While you're doing this,
It's like,
you notice John is just spaced out, and
I'll just be.
what was your total again? 21. Okay.
Okay.
No, I'll just be like, this is what happens when you hang around wrath too much. You can't think properly.
And I got a 17 on that roll to get him to forgive.
You don't make a spiritual connection.
Okay. It was more of a mind.
There does seem to be something there, but it's very, very thin.
Which one?
Roll an observant check.
Is that a 9 or a 6?
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
Okay, so 14.
Seems to be Leona.
What would it take?
Roll an observant check.
You're about to have a party with 3 Nephilim.
20. Dirty.
Dirty 20. If you could find me someone who would give their all in love for someone else to take her place willingly, you could have Leona. But nothing more.
So you knew.
Oh, I know.
Then why?
Imagine the only book, the only tale you know is the life of one other person. Leona's memories and my mind are what drove me forward in the love for my husband.
But you have that now. You have your husband. You have your own mind. Can't you just let her free?
Roll a charisma check.
Dirty 20.
22.
As you do that, Greed walks up next to her and puts a hand on her shoulder. Says, you know, they have a point.
Ooh, make him jealous.
Perhaps maybe something that we could both remember each other for, and not someone else's love.
How about I make you a sculpture of y'all two, made out of ice?
Roll a charisma check.
And with your magic, you can make it last a lifetime.
With that ring, she could.
That is true.
Ooh, that's good.
24?
Nope, 23.
23? That would be nice. But tell me, her soul is not present. What would you do about that? For without her soul, she dies.
It's better to be dead than trapped.
Hang on.
Who has her soul?
We know who has
Death.
her soul. No.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we technically outside we do,
Okay.
but like
He does.
character.
You may be able to convince me to part with her body and mind, but I don't think a certain friend of ours
And
is
what,
going to be willing to part with his soul.
what about the other one?
The other one, as far as I know, is dead.
Honestly, even
I
if
could
we,
have both then.
You could have both.
even if we cannot keep her alive, it's better to be free and dead than trapped alone forever, staring at your own dead husband.
John.
In the mental connection that you received,
Well, not John. Sinbad. I was talking to you as a person. I told. It's like Sinbad. How badly do you want her alive? Or would you rather that she be at peace so she could finally know what death is, and she could be with
Roll
her
an
lover?
observance check.
Honest. We can't talk about this because we don't know in character.
24.
You did observe that there is still a glint of hope in her.
Hope?
Hope.
She still has hope. But as far as I know, he's gone.
May we talk more about this in the morning?
Honestly, we don't
Right.
need to deal with the entire situation now.
I agree.
So that's why I say we'll talk about this more in the morning. Till then, thank you for the lovely dinner to the both of you.
And it was lovely having your company.
We will get started on that mission tomorrow.
And Greed looks over and says, make good use of that coat. It's been with me for quite a while.
What's it called? The Mantle of Greed?
Yeah. They say, of course, my lord.
And with that, we will call today a
I was gonna do one thing.
Oh, sure, okay.
Okay, so we go to our quarters. Our private quarters, I guess. I don't know. How's the whole room thing set up exactly? Does
There
everyone
are
get their own room?
Large rooms for each of you.
Okay.
They even find a room that fits you.
The very large room.
I'm gonna call out to Shalom. Try to summon him.
Are we done?
Not right now. He's still doing stuff.
I'm going to my room. And say,
Roll a
okay.
charisma check.
Alright, bye guys.
hey.
21 plus 2, so 23.
Yeah.
Unless you're flirting with him.
How much?
23 total.
23?
Yeah.
He shows up. Standing, looking out the window. Just an aura of shadow just kind of drifting off him, like fog.
Can you tell me more about that girl in the ice sculpture that's in the middle of the room? The middle of the king's room?
Roll a charisma check.
14.
Yeah, 14.
I do not know too much about her. But I do know that she is your cousin. As it stands, she is much younger than you. Born out in 40 years ago.
When I drank from the chalice, were some of her memories in there?
All of those were her memories.
Oh.
I'm very lost. I don't know about this chalice.
What would it take to get her soul back? And if it's with you, then obviously this means a lot to you.
You would have to find me someone of equal suffering. Someone who had seen the loss of friends, struggle, pain, agony through life. And then,
Was my soul not enough for you, or do you require more?
your soul.
You would trade your soul for it.
You understand, of course.
Yeah, we made the deal. Was my soul not enough? All the suffering that I've experienced through life?
Well, no. Not even close.
So she suffered more than I have.
Far more. See, women and men suffer differently in ways. We are not so emotionally attached as they are.
I happen to disagree.
And we express it differently. Shut up. A men's emotions and their connections to other people are not as strong. They can be alone. They can survive. Women need others. And all her life she was outcast by everyone but one person. And in greed, took him from her. That is why her soul is so delicate to me. Find me someone else who has suffered on that level. Bring them to me. And if I deem them to have suffered as much as she did, I will trade you a soul for a soul.
Very well. And if she happens, like you said, since she is my cousin and related to me, I believe she could be a valuable ally in my quest, and especially to help you find your stones.
Believe what you wish.
Though I take it that she holds ill will against you to some degree.
To me?
I know you could care less, though.
Not so much towards me. She knew what she was getting into.
But to Greed, absolute hatred.
She's out for blood for him. If you wanted to bring him down, she would be a strong ally. And for that, if you kill all the others, and Greedless stands left, I will give her to you. If you use her to stand against Greed. But if you intend to hold less than the entire council's seats, and find peace in only a partial power, then you must trade me a soul for a soul.
Oh, I plan on taking them all down.
Good luck. And he vanishes.
So for now, a soul for a soul.
Just as a little thing before Locat goes to bed, he takes the 2 large runestones out of his hair and mutters something, a little prayer over them.
Okay.
And before I go to bed, well, as I lay down in the bed, I toss and turn for about 20 minutes, and I give up. I get out of the bed, and I go to sleep on the floor.
Okay.
That's a way to do it.
Alright. And we're good there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, thanks, folks, for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Sorry about all the delay and everything, and we did lose out our Wi-Fi again for some odd reason. Hope you all enjoyed, and we will be back next Sunday morning.
Yeah.
See you later, folks.
Bye-bye.